Our first guest tonight is an Academy Award and Emmy-nominated actor and musician who you know and love from his work in movies such as Thor, Ragnarok, and Independence Day, and his series, The World According to Jeff Goldblum. He returns to the Jurassic franchise in Jurassic World Dominion, which is in theaters and IMAX June 10th. Please welcome back to the show our good friend Jeff Goldblum, everybody! This is what, you know, we've often talked about our shared connection to Pittsburgh, and I feel like you're wearing a Steelers-themed sweatshirt.
That's so funny you should say that. I was going to draw your attention to it if it came up. Yes, how about that? Yellow and gold. And in honor of the day they will crush the Green Bay Packers, I think.
Oh, that's a lovely.
You see what I mean?
You're very, yeah, you're like, it's like V'ing out Green Bay, yes.
That's right.
I love it, very nice. How are you?
Look at me, I'm good.
I think one of the, Now, I've added a little girl, but we've always talked in the past. We have boys that are almost the exact same ages.
Yes, that's right. How about that? Yeah, ours is almost 7. Charlie is, and then River is 5.
That's fantastic.
How about that? And you added, of course, 8 months ago.
Yeah, we had a little girl. Now, this is a question I have for you, because you're teaching your boys how to play piano.
Well, I'm not really, but I'll tell you all about it. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
But you know how, right?
Somewhat.
Okay.
I'm a humble student. I like to practice, yeah.
See, because that's the thing, like, my wife and I, neither of us are musical, so I don't know if we're ready to take a leap like this with our children, because neither of us have any skills.
Well, it's a good question. I didn't imagine it when I signed them up for piano lessons, that we would fall to us to be the facilitators, the rehearsal directors. Because my parents did not do that.
Right.
And so the answer to your question is you needn't wait. You don't have to, I mean, they'll have a teacher, right? And then, I don't know, it's up to them to kind of, you can help out if you can. I'm sure you can early on. You know how to.
Yeah.
And I believe the Suzuki method suggests that the parent kind of learns along with.
See, I don't want to do that.
Oh. Well, then
I feel like the window's closed. Because here's what I'm thinking. I feel like if my kids and I learn at the same time, they will lap me so quickly. With their little baby fingers that are growing and learning, whereas mine are just getting less.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's our destiny, isn't it? The children will go like this, and we go like that. In every way. My kids already outrun me.
Yeah.
You know, da-da, here, let's You know, I can't outrace them, and they wrestle me to the ground and beat me into a pulp whenever they like. Oh, my gosh.
It's tough. Well, let's be honest, Jeff. We're slightly, I believe, probably slightly older than the dads that most of our kids are friends with, right?
Not you. You're younger than springtime.
I mean, I am a little bit older than the other dads at the school, and I want to impress that upon my children. I'm like, don't think you can wrestle me the way these children wrestle their father.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, this is a different thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. I know.
So, but this is very exciting. This is going to be the first time your kids are going to see a movie on the big screen, which is Jurassic.
Yes, that's true. This Jurassic World Dominion movie is coming out tomorrow, and neither of them have seen a movie in a movie theater.
My kids haven't either.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was COVID, and we've been selective about what we wanted to show them, but that's a whole other interesting conversation to me. What movies, at what point.
Right. See, we only show them this show.
Good idea.
Yeah, they hate it, but we're like, this pays the bills.
Exactly. So you're like Malcolm McDowell in Clockwork Orange.
Very Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, get their eyes open.
They're much better, these days, obviously. They're less metal, but they're very good. Yeah,
still. You can pry them open. That's right. Well,
are they excited? Do they know they're going to see it on a big screen?
I keep telling them, yes, and we're going. I say it's going to be loud. We're going to see an IMAX thing, as you commented in the monologue, and it's going to be loud, and it's kind of scary, but we'll see what happens.
Have you ever small screen shown them the original?
Yeah. I did a little bit ago, this last year or two, Jurassic Park, and the second one, and the little one was kind of, oh no, da-da-da-da-da, but they were into it, and now they can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
They're very, well, any TV really is mesmerizing and addictive immediately.
I don't know if you had this thing, because we waited so long to introduce films to him that we were showing him Paddington, you know? And all those movies, there's a moment where, you know, the hero is, you know, Paddington gets kicked out of the house for some, you know, bull, let's be honest. And, but the Paddington...
I'm not familiar with any Paddington.
Yeah, but like Paddington's out in the rain, and my kids, both of my kids are sobbing. And I wanted to be like, oh, I said to my wife, I'm like, we haven't like taught him about movies. We got to be like, look, Paddington's gonna be fine.
That's very interesting, though. No, I think that's emotionally sophisticated, isn't it? I remember the first movie that I ever cried, that made me cry, was a Jackie Gleason movie. He played a kind of a mute Deaf Brajigo. But I think that was a little later. I think that's so interesting. But and I don't think Charlie has ever cried at a movie, the older one, although there's much wailing and gnashing of teeth, as you can imagine. The emotional roller coaster is ever present.
I mean, I should say that I love my kids' sensitivity. It's a wonderful thing. But
Sensitivity.
yeah, it's great.
Well,
but
I think so,
I also
too.
want to be like, when you're watching these movies with your friends,
Yeah.
you got to keep your together. When Paddington,
No. You don't
when
say that.
Paddington goes outside, you can't be like, oh, because the other kids know he's coming. Paddington.
Yeah, yeah,
This isn't
but-
like, it's gonna be like, is this the movie where Paddington dies? I'm like, that movie doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Paddington. But,
Okay.
but
You're being very negative about Paddington today, and
I'm not. I just want to be honest. But they've seen me cry at movies, though. I kind of
really?
yes. And sometimes I get very vociferous, and you know, they're a little bit interested, and then sometimes they go, "Da-da, stop it."
Oh yeah,
They kind
I
of
will
do
say,
that.
since I had kids, I cry all the time. Like I feel like I'm more sensitive now as well.
Well, I know me. It just
Yeah.
breaks it opens up, cracks your heart way open.
Yeah.
They do things just looking at them, looking at pictures and things. I can.
Yeah, well, you and me both. I have a lot more questions for you. Will you stick around?
Yes, I want to very badly.
All right, great. We'll be right back with more from Jeff Goldblum.